He can stop in at the store and get some free toilet paper.
Well, I don't know. Have a few more days like today, I'll be all set.
Interest rate went up.
Well, finally,
Well, it hasn't yet. They're going to go up.
the Fed has come back to reality. As
0.25%.
The Rock would say, it doesn't matter. Get off of zero.
Yeah,
You know?
0.25%. But now all the people who lend money will say, "Oh, they went up 0.25%. We're going to go up 12%."
That's okay. I don't borrow money.
I know, but there are people that do.
Well, that's not my fault.
You know, there's people with variable loans.
No, I understand that there's I forget how many $1 trillion they said the people have borrowed since with the zero interest rates. It's in the trillions.
Oh yeah, but not only that, the government owes more money than anybody,
Yeah, well, that's nothing new.
and the interest rate goes up. They're going to pay more.
Well, that's not my that's not my problem.
Right. Well, it will be if you're going to pay taxes. So,
They're not cutting my Social Security, so
well, they might have to.
yeah, they won't. I'm at the bottom of the barrel. So
Then, and then they're out here saying, "Oh, the economy's growing because people are spending more." Well, they're spending more because gas prices are down, and they got a few extra bucks in their pocket now.
not necessarily.
Well, to an extent, look, if you were paying $4 a gallon, and now you're paying $2, I mean,
It wouldn't matter to me. It wouldn't matter to me whether it's $4 or $2. It makes no difference.
it doesn't matter to you, but someone who commutes a
that's
good
not-
distance,
That's not my problem. It's not my fault.
it adds money in their pocket. They're paying out less now
Yeah, but it's the old adage. People like
but not being
people instead of paying their mortgages off or whatever, people like to keep refinancing and keep spending, over and above what they.
Well, when you leave this world, what's the difference, right?
I guess so, but whatever. No, you just pass your debt on. Let somebody else pay the damn thing.
Right.
Somebody else in your family takes over the bill. There ain't gonna be any bills left for me. So that's for sure. I don't know how they do it, but I can't do it. I did it a long time ago, but after that, I just can't do it.
But the thing is that it's not the rosy economy that we're hearing,
No, but it isn't that bad either.
but it's not. It's only growing at 1 to 2%.
Right.
Plus the fact there's still a hell of a lot of people that are out there on disability. Disability is
Right.
at all-time high.
Right. Well, that's what they showed. They showed the. She said it today. She said they showed the graphs of the employment rate under Obama.
Right.
And right underneath it was the participation rate,
Yeah.
the lowest it's been since like the 1960s.
Right, and that's because they've stopped trying to get a job and either
Yeah,
getting disability
That's
or
because of that African Kenyan that these people elected. that's what that's from. Screw everybody. Number one, when you vote for somebody, you never vote for him because he's an eloquent speaker.
right.
He's an empty suit, but he's an eloquent speaker. By the way, Yale students are signing. There are students at Yale. Didn't he go to Yale?
No, he went to Harvard Law
Oh well, whatever. What's the difference?
in Columbia.
There were students at Yale that signing. They're trying to get people to sign a petition to repeal the First Amendment.
Oh yeah, the freedom of speech. For one thing,
Those colleges there, they ought to close them all, because half the people that go to them schools, they don't have any brains in their heads.
I know.
They're all there. They're all there because they're impoverished or whatever.
Well, they said that
supposedly.
they want to stop offensive speech. If you get offended by speech,
Yeah, you got some serious. You don't even belong here.
right?
You should
well,
move to another country.
You get some psychological problems. If you can't, if you're not
Sticks
satisfied
and,
with yourself,
Sticks and stones.
right? I mean, people say things about me. I can care less.
You.
Well, yeah, they say a lot of things about you.
I laugh right in their face. Bring it on. Give me everything you got, and I can come back with more. And that jackass billionaire there, Buffett, campaigning with the big fat Clinton. That sucker that guy's so brilliant. He cost me money last year.
Yeah.
Because the fund I'm in had so many shares of Berkshire Hathaway, and they stunk out the joint for the whole year. One of the biggest losers in the entire fund.
Well, he don't want to pay more taxes than his
No,
secretary.
no, he doesn't pay taxes.
I know he doesn't. The thing is,
He doesn't pay taxes. He owns stock.
right. I mean, he makes a stupid statement, and people believe it.
Yeah, well, because he's the wizard. Yeah,
Yeah. No, but he says, I pay less taxes than my secretary. He doesn't derive an income
that's correct.
from a salary.
All he gets is he gets dividends,
Right. And it's taxed in a different way.
and all his investments aren't that good either.
No. But, everybody thinks Hillary, oh, wonderful Hillary. Hillary is a Wall Street candidate.
That's right.
If you don't like Wall Street, you don't want Hillary.
That's right.
Because she's for
You gotta-
Wall Street.
You got to
100%.
play. You got to play to pay with her.
Yep.
I mean, at least them other guys, most of them guys, made their wealth. They made it. They made it by themselves.
Yeah, hard work.
She didn't. Those people that when they were in Arkansas were piss poor.
Yeah.
They used to claim their dirty underwear and their dirty shower curtains for income tax.
Well, they donated to the
Income
Salvation
tax, yeah,
Army.
income tax purposes. But another yapper, Big Bill Clinton, another yapper. He was good with his mouth and he was good with his zipper.
But, she knew how to invest into cattle futures.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was it. They ran into more shysters than you can shake a stick at.
She never even
Cocaine and everything. I got the tape.
she never saw a steer, but she knew how to invest.
Yeah, right, correct.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, she's out there talking about installing a no-fly zone over Syria.
Right.
How the hell is Hillary Clinton going to install a no-fly zone over Syria when she couldn't even install a no-fly zone over her husband's zipper? So, it can't happen. Oh, Bernie was really pissed off today when they raised the rates. All the Democrats were bull. I almost said it. Were all BS. All the Democrats were completely ripped today. Bernie Sanders, I stab in the back of the working families. He must be in the union people.
Which is not true because interest rates being at zero, investments aren't doing that well. People on fixed incomes have gotten hurt that rely on.
Right, CDs ain't paying nothing.
Right.
And with a half a point, they're not going to pay anything either.
No.
Because the banks probably aren't gonna. Well, money markets might go up a little bit.
Yeah, but not much.
Because but they jack. Now at least the banks now can make some money.
Right. Well, I think they're still making money.
Nah,
Anyway,
they wouldn't make because of all the capitalization, the amount of capital they had to have on hand, and they were lending the rates. They weren't really making that much money. But now you watch the financials are gonna go up. They already went up today, especially the companies like Wells Fargo, who has a lot of loans, a lot of home loans. They wouldn't lend. I forget how to explain it. They didn't want to lend any money, a lot of money beforehand because of that Dodd-Frank. They had to keep their capitalizations way
right,
up.
they're required to
And
keep
they
so much.
weren't making enough money to loan money out in case they had a lot of bad loans.
Right.
Now they said now with the rates going up, will be willing to lend money because
a
they're going to
bank
make
like
more.
Wells Fargo is very big with credit cards.
And
well as installment loans.
and mortgages.
Right.
Got a lot of mortgages.
But installment loans where they get a higher percentage rate, a very high percentage rate.
And they're also in my mutual fund, so he just bought more. I like it. So, finally, she should have done that months ago.
Well, the economy wasn't doing as well as it is now.
That's crap.
That's what I said.
They were gutless. Every time they singled something, the market would pull a hissy fit and they drop the thing down 400
You
points.
watch. We get this time next year. Okay.
No, it's going to go up. They said they're going to raise it a quarter point. They want it a quarter point, a quarter.
Every quarter.
She wants to get up to no more than, I think they said like 3%, 3.5%.
Yeah, which you'll get to just as his administration is closing down,
Oh, that's okay.
because that's the only
They
thing.
didn't. There was no. I don't think there was any politics involved in that because they didn't want her to raise them.
Right, but it's a false economy. Not having any interest rates is what.
That's right.
What's kept things
Too much easy
looking
money.
better.
Too much
Yeah.
easy money.
keeping things looking better
See
than
now
what they
Europe.
really are.
Now Europe's going to go the other way.
Right,
So hopefully I'll make coin there.
but Japan tried it years ago. Zero
Oh,
interest
Japan's
rate.
all screwed up.
Yeah, they tried the zero interest rate. It didn't work. But
Well, this really didn't work either.
but what it enabled the administration to do too is to borrow a lot of money, which he's done
At a low.
At a
al-
zero.
At almost nothing.
at almost nothing, so that he could fund all these public,
All the garbage.
yeah, like the 3-lane intersection at Boston Road
Yeah.
on 146, which they're going to tear up now in a couple of years and
And
put
put
a
a flyover.
What a waste! What a waste!
Nothing new. It's nothing new.
I mean, I just don't understand it. It's like Sutton Street. They're going to lower all the drains now to get through the winter, and then come
Yeah,
back
then
in
they're
the
gonna come
spring
back
and raise them back up again. Yeah. Oh, and you know what? It's warmer now than it was in October. They're
Right,
going to
right.
pave the damn road.
Good.
Oh,
Gotta love government.
oh. And I'm not blaming Amarillo because
No.
this is the state.
Yeah, they were hired for a certain time, and then they had another
Yeah.
contract that they had to take care of.
But
so
the
they
thing
had
is, the state could have said, well, let's see if the weather holds.
to- yeah, right.
And we'll have you pave it anyway. No. Oh, unbelievable. But
Well, we're breaking records all over the country.
oh, you mean on warmth?
Well, either or.
Yeah.
The West is getting hammered.
Yeah, but the West needs the rain,
I understand that.
which is good. They're getting rain in California.
Yeah.
I mean,
Denver just broke a record for the most amount of snow in December, on one day, on a single day in December.
but
From 1895.
the
And it was
thing
only
is,
7.5 inches.
the thing is though, Denver is desert, high desert up
Well,
there.
Denver's weird anyway because I remember going back in the what was it, 80s? I think it was in the 80s.
Oh, you followed the Pats out there?
Yeah, I went on a trip. I remember I think it was 86. The AFC Championship game.
Yep.
It ended up being like 70 degrees. And they were skiing. They were skiing in
Oh, yeah.
in the Rockies.
Right.
You could see them in the background skiing. Was that?
But Denver, when it snows, it dries up real quick too.
Well,
Melts real
it didn't
fast.
Dry up. It didn't dry up.
It
over
dries.
there.
Everything dries out because it's very dry climate.
It probably dries out now with all the weed, with all the pot in the air too.
But look at every day for us is a bonus. I'll, if it stays
Hey,
like this until
it's
April, I'll
fine
be
with me
happy.
too. After
Yeah.
last year, come
Yeah.
on. I'm surprised I'm still alive.
But you know what? They forgot to shut the bell off on that. Now, I don't know how to do it, so.
I'm surprised I'm still alive after last year. Oh
Yeah.
my aching
We got a
back.
phone call here. Go ahead, Carl. You're on.
Yeah, I was up on Sutton Street today. And,
Yes.
The catch basins have been lowered,
Yep.
and I went up 146. Lynch is doing all that Jersey barrier, And
That's
they've
at the
been
bridge in
laying
Millbury.
asphalt up there like crazy.
Yeah, they're gonna do a new bridge in Millbury.
Yeah, they're repairing that bridge.
Yeah, they were working on that, and they've been laying asphalt where the Jersey barriers are. They can lay asphalt up there. Why couldn't they do Sutton Street?
They had another commitment. That's what I heard.
Well, that's
Yeah, but he's
all right.
talking about now.
Like Harry says, they had plenty of good weather.
Right.
If Lynch is still laying asphalt, why can't they?
Well, I think that, like I said, I think that company had another commitment.
Well, even if they did,
Well, what they said on
until
Sutton
the
Street
other
is,
job is done, they still had good weather.
right, but they said that they wouldn't guarantee it adhering.
Well, yeah.
Where the Jersey barriers are, they're covering over dirt.
Well, they're laying asphalt up there.
It's a temporary pavement. It's a temporary asphalt.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, because they're going to be tearing half that bridge down. That whole area is going to be changed around because the approach when you come up from Millbury
Yeah.
onto 146 South, that approach is horrible. So
Oh, the bridge was really bad there for a
yeah,
while
and the
too,
bridge,
I
but
know.
that's they've been waiting. So
Yeah.
they're going to do all that over. They're going to do that approach all over. There was a repair shop down at the bottom there. That's why it's closed. The state bought the property.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they were putting in new re-rods today on the top decking,
Yeah.
and so they're still working. They're getting a grace period, getting all this extra work done.
Oh,
By
yeah.
now, usually all the state projects are closed for the season. You know?
Right.
But they're still working, so. As long as the weather holds, they're getting work done that wouldn't have got done this year. That would have had to go into next year, you know.
Right. Well, like I told George, I says, now that they got 146 was a nightmare for us for what 2 or 3 years,
Yeah.
traffic jams. Well, they said, oh, we stopped the traffic jams there. We're gonna start them up again. So let's do it in Millbury now.
Yeah. Oh well.
I mean,
I don't use
I was
that
coming
anyway,
south on 146 the other day. The traffic was jammed up past the shopping center.
Oh, we were backed up this morning going up to St. Vincent's. It was unbelievable. And I didn't leave the house here till 9:45. And
Yeah.
the traffic went from 2 lanes into 1 lane. You
Well,
know, so
just
it
stay away
doesn't
from
take
there.
long for it to back up. You know.
Stay away from there and go through Millbury.
Yeah. Well, you know, you don't know what you're going to hit till you get there.
Right.
You don't expect it. you
Right,
know.
and then once you get there, it's too late.
Yeah.
We'll have to get
then
it.
it's too late.
We'll have to
so.
get a drone out there.
Well, okay.
All right.
Thought I'd let you know the basins have been lowered.
Yeah, they're all ready to go. They just finished up the landscaping yesterday, I guess.
Yeah, I see that the landscaping. Are they all done with the sidewalk, Harry?
Yeah, the sidewalk's done. They finally got it in down by the mill.
Yeah.
And I, from what I can see, the sidewalks are all done. The landscaping's all done. It's just a matter of getting that second coat down.
Yeah. How come they haven't put up the traffic light? I see they got the aluminum poles up at Adams Corner.
Yeah, that's the other thing that's got to be done now. I don't know what the delay is on that. Of
I
course,
mean, that concrete should be cured by now. I mean, there's
Right.
no reason why they couldn't put those in and lag them down and,
right. At least get the poles up.
yeah, get them out of there, you know. I mean, you know, I don't know what else. Well, the highway department was up Sutton Street today with the leave machine. I think they were sucking up all the debris out of the gutters, so if it rains,
Well, you know where else they were?
where?
If you saw the show I had with Jamie,
Yeah.
and I mentioned to him that the guy who built the house, remember the Murrays used to live?
Yeah.
That guy built that house there,
Yeah.
and he dug up the road to put the sewer in,
Yeah.
and he didn't pave it.
Yeah.
He left it unpaved. I said to Jamie, I don't think he's going to pave that because my understanding is there's some problems there. He's got some financial problems.
Oh.
Well, guess what? They were paving it today, the highway department.
Oh, they were.
So I told him, I said, you know what? You should go up and pave it and then put it on his bill. When he sells that house, you're going to settle all the outstanding bills in the town
Right.
when they move the papers.
Yeah.
I said, that's when you get them.
Yeah.
Because he ain't gonna come back and do it. And if you leave that dirt through the winter, it's gonna be a nightmare.
I was going to watch your program last week on with him on, and
No, George and Dave Meridian last week. It was week before.
well, the week before, I didn't realize you came on earlier that night.
Yo, it's Thursdays we come on at 7.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I tuned in. I put it on for 8 o'clock, and I said, "Oh, it's just about done." So
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, we do it earlier so that the guys can get out of here earlier.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so anyway, that's what's going on. And because I know there was a lot of debris on the edge of the road from past rainstorms and that. So
Yes.
we're sucking up all that debris. So if it rains now, at least it won't plug up the top of the drains. you know.
Right.
So anyway,
Yeah, we're due for a big rainstorm yet.
yeah. Well,
Big.
we can't kick on this weather, Harry.
What do you think we?
Hopefully it'll go.
That was nothing. That was a half hour.
What do you think we had a couple of nights ago?
That
What are you
wasn't that
talking
much.
about?
Wasn't that bad?
Where you been? Grape sakes,
Yeah, but it came during the night.
Yeah.
the
I had
wee
branch-
morning
I had-
hours, so,
I had debris all over the road.
yeah, well, hey, they got a street sweeper. I don't understand how come they don't sweep Church Street and Main Street in Rockdale once or twice a week to keep up appearances, you know?
Wow, not enough help.
Harry, it takes one man to run the street sweeper. Don't give me that. You know, if they can send 2 guys around town picking up leaf bags, they can put one guy in the street sweeper. You know, we bought a street sweeper. Let's use it. The weather is fine, and we used to sweep Church Street by hand. John Blair and
I remember that day, yeah.
and we used to sweep twice a week. When Clarence Brulard ran the street sweeper, twice a week we'd sweep Church Street and Main Street in Rockdale. And you keep a clean street, downtown areas, that it certainly brightens up the area for the Christmas season, you know.
Right.
We're only a second-hand town anyway now.
Well, you know, I see they're putting up that new fence at Riverdale Cemetery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to look good.
Yeah. But gee, what happened to that crew? They were working like crazy. They haven't come back now for about 3 days.
Well, they're probably waiting for the concrete to
Yes.
harden before they stretch the fence or whatever they're going to use.
Well, I think it's a wrought iron fence, from what I can see.
Geez,
Well,
you don't.
it
don't
probably
use
is,
Quikrete?
but They probably want to make sure that the concrete that they put the post in doesn't
Right.
crack it, you know. But anyway, that's what's going on in my neck of the world.
Okay.
Okay, take care.
Merry Christmas, Jerry. Almost there. Next week we have a show next week, which will just be before Christmas.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to disappoint Santa Obama, right, buddy? I hear this budget is going to be a piece of work,
I can only imagine.
giving away everything.
Well, it's time to leave. It's time to play Santa Claus. Not that it's going to work out.
I got a good one for you.
Yeah.
I just found out today that there are two Muslim judges. 2 Muslim judges in New York.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
I guess they elect judges down there. They don't appoint them.
Well, the state does. State judges.
I don't know what the deal
No,
is.
federal
but-
judges are all
and you know,
appointed
and you know what they and you know when they took the oath,
on the Quran.
they placed their hand. They requested to place their hand on the Quran.
It's a federal judge, and she was appointed by the
Now,
Obama,
there's another one.
by Barack
There was
Obama.
another one from Brooklyn that was
That's the federal
elected.
judge.
This one was elected.
Okay, well, elected is the state judge.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Hello, you're on.
Yeah, I want.
Turn your TV down.
It's off.
Okay.
Harry, I want to follow that previous caller. The house on Hill Street, Galway Road, there was a repairing today.
Yeah.
Don't that belong to Koopman?
Well, no. Well, it might now but the guy who built what? I don't want to get into rumors.
No, but Koopman's trucks are always up there.
and I saw the highway guys working up there today.
Right, but Koopman didn't put that house up. It was put up by a contractor.
Who's trucks are always up there?
Well, because-
it's the sales sign by his name.
Well, the word has it that the guy owed so much money up for materials, he built the house across the street as well.
Yeah, that's how cool. Oh, okay, but I saw the highway up there, so I thought Cooper was responsible for. But anyways, Harry, can you answer my call?
Do I play golf?
Is this Harry talking now?
Yeah.
Okay, Harry, here's a question I want to ask you. Does the highway have a building lot they're going to build on?
Well, what they're looking at is where they are right now.
What happened to the bid they got down the sewer beds?
From I understand, I haven't been to the
What-
BPC meetings.
Why would you want to locate down there? Do you think the guys are going to be able to tolerate that smell all the time?
Sure. I can't see.
It doesn't
what-
smell
what
down
they
here.
have now.
Okay,
They
all right,
have a
you tell
hell of
me
a
about it.
bin there. Harry, talk to me. Never mind. Talk to your co-host.
No.
That's my question. That's my question.
No, they're gonna, from the plans that I was told, and we had a call 2 weeks ago from Jim Cheris. He said they're looking at the current location. That's the plans they're drawing up, is for the current location.
What's the selectmen say?
Well, selectmen haven't made any decisions.
They don't have the decision.
They're not making any decisions. This is in the hands of the Building Planning Construction Committee.
There's a meeting tomorrow night.
But they better start moving and do something else. Oh, and I want to follow Jerry's statement on a sweeper. Have you gone down Park Street lately?
No,
It's filthy. It's the worst road at Church Street. Oh, it's horrible. Like Jerry said, get a sweeper, get it be all set down there. Look, I just want to know about the highway. I think they're making a mistake, but that's your opinion.
right, but that's what they're planning right now. The plans that I heard they're looking at is to putting up a building on their current location. Okay?
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
I think there's a meeting tomorrow night.
Yeah, there is. Boy, Elizabeth can't be here to debate you.
Debate. There's nothing to debate. Hey, how about Uxbridge, huh? Think they got some problems?
Yeah.
Like
they
a
do.
$1.8 million problem. And they said, well, why don't we just go for an override? He said, well, I don't think they're gonna go for an override now after we threw all this crap at them the last time.
All the towns, the towns are all feeling it. but
That's right, because the problem is in Boston. That's where the problem is. It's got nothing to do with this town or the tax rate or anything.
But, this town has always been, very cautious on the spending.
Well, they
and-
weren't. Not a while back, they weren't. We had a superintendent a school superintendent who just once isn't that when
Henry.
the school choice just didn't that just start back then?
Yep.
And they were getting all this money and everything.
Right.
And they went nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah. And what happened when the money ran out?
right, but
They
then,
ran like rats, Mr. Speaker.
he retired.
Oh, right. And then the interim was going to retire because why? Why? Because we were having money problems. But all of a sudden, the job opened up in Douglas. Here we go, or Sutton, or wherever it was. She ran over there, and then she started spewing her garbage about the voters in this town, and the only time they win that they come out and vote is when there's an override. Well, of course you're trying to pick our pockets.
They got problems in Douglas.
Well, hey, why don't you stop taking raises for a year or so? Oh, we can't do that. Can't do that. We couldn't do that. See, I forget where it was. It was in Ohio. I guess they call this person, or I don't know if it's the same person or what, but I guess this happens every Christmas. The layaway Santa struck again.
Yeah, I know, it
went
went and
into
paid off
went into
everybody's
two
layaway.
went into two Walmarts in Ohio, two separate counties or towns or
Yeah,
whatever,
come up to about 100 grand.
and paid off $106,000 in layaway
Yeah.
debt.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Nice to have that much money, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's probably the Koch brothers. Those guys are in a lot of stuff. You find now you see their commercials on all the time.
Yeah.
I never knew they were into all that stuff.
Oh, they've been into all kinds of
Yeah.
businesses. Yeah.
Koch Industries.
Yeah. We got a phone call. Go ahead, Carl. You're on.
Hey,
Yeah.
good evening, gentlemen. How you doing?
Okay,
Barry,
Hey,
the king of the water meters.
well, the water meters, that would be another issue. But
Yeah.
on the DPW, Harry, I
Yeah.
think what if I was the BPC, I would submit two proposals. One to be built at the Fletcher Street site, and one at the sewer treatment site, and let the FinCom and the Board of Selectmen make the ultimate decision on where they want the DPW facility to be built. But that's just my thoughts on the
Right,
on the
well,
matter.
My
And,
understanding is that the Finance Committee and the Selectmen want one location, give us the whole spiel, and they're putting together a whole program, and they hired a company to actually come up with a booklet that's going to show everybody exactly what it's going to be.
Right. Well, I think everybody agrees we need a DPW, but if I was the BPC, I would have two proposals and let the Board of Selectmen and FinCom decide which one that they want to go with, and then move on from that point. But that's just my
Right.
thoughts. And also on the fencing on the New Village Cemetery. Now, if you remember,
Riverdale Cemetery.
Windage Elevation for years was trying to get a nice fence down there at the Linwood Park. I mean, maybe that's something that Jimmy Shearis could do after they get that done, or if whatnot, because I know he was trying to get a little greenery in a park down there, and I think it would be a nice tribute. I don't know if Linwood Park has an official name now, but that'd be a nice tribute to,
The Linwood
if,
Playground.
If that could ever be accomplished.
You're talking about the Linwood Playground.
Right, because the...
That comes with the Parks and Recs.
Right. And, but I know, he had a strong interest in Parks and Rec, and,
Well, yeah, he's on a committee.
right, and like I said, that nice ornamental fence down there, like the one at the Village Cemetery, would really fit nicely down there, and a little greenery that he wanted for years, and maybe even named the park after it. That's just throwing some thoughts out.
That fence down at Riverdale Cemetery is being partially, I don't know if it's all being paid for by an insurance company, because there was a car accident down there and it destroyed the fence.
Right.
And I guess they were able to get enough out of it to put a nice new fence,
Right.
which is good because, that's a main access through town, and it's nice to have a good, decent looking fence.
Right.
So, I mean, St.
And,
Pat's
it
did it a
would
number of
also
years
be
ago.
nice to do something at the Linwood Park, which definitely needs some improvements. And I mean, look at the town couldn't even afford. They had to we had a nice gentleman come out of retirement and do that over with the grader for no cost to the town, because I guess the town couldn't afford it or whatnot. But that's definitely something that. That gentleman tried for years to get something accomplished down there, and I think it'd be a nice tribute. We're getting some funds. I know they want to use it for building maintenance. We'll get the two solar sites in town, and plus, like as the other callers talked about, the DPW, should be out there more or whatnot. But like as you said, they're down manpower. Their budget hasn't been increased in years, so they're under a lot of restrictions. I mean, look at the very poor street light. I mean, the very poor Christmas lights we have in town. I mean, if the town can't afford Christmas lights, why can't they go out and get some Christmas wreaths with ribbons and put them on the ornament light poles. That would add a little bit. Or if they can't afford the Christmas wreaths, how about some red ribbon on the ornament poles? But I mean, you know, it's you know, you gotta put a little bit into the town, and maybe some food for thought for the Board of Selectmen out there. And relative to the, you know, Paul saying about the school teachers, you have to have a competitive salary. And
Where
you know,
are they gonna go?
If you don't have a competitive salary, you're going to lose a lot of these good teachers.
Where are they
from
gonna
other
go?
cities and towns. So I mean, you have to have a competitive salary, and they're really not breaking the bank compared when you look at salaries.
Oh,
in
no,
some of these
they're
other
not breaking
towns.
the bank.
And
That's where all the
they're
upgrade
doing
goes
a
every
very
year.
Good job, in my opinion, and I hate to see a lot of these good teachers leave for other cities and towns, and in this town become just a training ground. So you need that competitive salary.
Barry,
And,
who's gonna
I'll let you
hire him?
guys Go and
You know what I'm saying.
by the way, Harry, I was talking to one of the old timers, and they said that there used to be an old dance pavilion down near the old Bungalow restaurant. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes, there was a floor that went out over the river.
Oh, okay.
It was before my time as well.
Oh, okay. I figured I'd ask you because I thought you would probably know
No, we
about it.
did. I've heard about it a number of times. It went out over the river,
Oh, okay.
and I know that Ken Watchell is trying to find pictures of it, and we never seem to find anybody who has any pictures. Of course,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
cameras weren't that prevalent back then.
Right, right.
So I think it went down in the 1936 flood. So
Oh, okay.
you know, you got to go back before 1936.
Right, right,
So and after that, there was a little ice cream shack there too.
right.
Now I remember that.
Uh-huh.
Of course,
And
it
I
was.
thought there was a service station across the street, if I remember, but that...
Yes, there was. There was. That was Leroy LaMontagne had it where the laundromat is.
Oh, okay.
It was a Calso. Remember Calso? California Oil?
Oh, the name rings a bell, but...
Yeah, California Oil Company, Calso, and it was a Calso gas station. I remember the sign.
Uh-huh,
And it was where the laundromat is now.
uh-huh.
And it was Leroy LaMontagne owned it before he took over the mobile station, which is down there now, Leroy's Garage. It's still called Leroy's.
Right, right, right. Yeah, and you know, I know we were talking about the bus wait stations for the WRTA. I mean, if they could have at least one, because I have some friends, you know, they're disabled veterans, and they have those scooters.
Yep.
And you know, like I mean, if they maybe just had one, you know, down at Shaw's, but just the thought. I mean, if the town's spending $100,000 a year to the WRTA,
Well, now-
at least they could
Well,
have one of those.
Do you need a shelter down at Shaw's?
Throw
Because
the thought out.
Yeah,
you can stand under the canopy, because the bus pulls right up to Shaw's front door.
Right, I know that, but I mean, if eventually if the you know, for some reason they're not allowed to do that, or you know,
Oh.
if you know, it really does. I mean, it protects you a little bit from the elements, but it doesn't protect you 360 degrees from the elements. I mean, and I mean, if
Well, you
Millbury
could
and
actually
Worcester if it's fine for Millbury and Worcester to have these bus wait stations, why shouldn't Northbridge and Grafton be treated as a second-class citizen? But I'm just saying, maybe have one probably down at Shaw's for the people with those handicapped scooters, but or the seniors or the parents with small children.
Well, see,
but just
well,
a thought.
the
Hey,
problem
you
you run.
guys have a good Merry Christmas and a
All
Happy
right.
Holidays, and you guys are having the party 2 o'clock at that location.
Yes, 2:00 on Saturday.
All right.
We're
Have
having
a good
our.
holiday now.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Right. Yeah, 2:00 Saturday, we have a Christmas party here. For kids and adults, we're gonna have somewhat of a layout for the adults, and the kids will get candy to get the Santa Claus, the magician.
I'd like to know who are all these towns that are gonna steal our teaching talent?
Well, there's other jobs. It's like we have police that leave town all the time and go.
Yeah, well, those jobs aren't wicked prevalent either.
No, but there
Teachers,
there are
look
openings.
in the paper and look online. There ain't a howl and a cry for teachers. And whatever happens when we lay off teachers, what do?
Well, they don't
We
have
lay off the young ones. the ones that you want to keep.
Well, not necessarily. Some of the older ones have good experience and better
Oh, they
teachers.
got great experience and they're making a ton of money too.
But the thing is,
And they're the first ones. They're the first ones that want to work to the contract or don't want to do this or don't want to do that. So
but the
don't give me that.
You're not going to
I-
see.
You know what? You know what? Question I have is, how come you never see any unrest or any problems at the school right around the corner, right down the road on
Oh.
Linwood Ave? How come you never see any problems down at the school right past the
They raise
graveyard?
their own money, and they charge quite a bit to go
They
there.
raise their money. They raise their own money.
They charge
Is
quite a
there a
bit to go
freaking
there.
union at that school? I don't think so. That's why. Lazy bastards. I don't think so. So, you know, as long as that crap. And the only reason the thing keeps going up is because of raises. Why do you need a raise? What have you done? What have you demonstrated to me that you need a raise for? I don't see there. I looked at those grades in there from the test. I didn't see anything spectacular jumping out at me.
Everybody wants a raise. When
Yeah,
you-
everybody wants a raise. Yeah, we work. I work for a place when the recession hit. We had to give back 7% of our salary just so the place would remain open.
But you wanted a raise. You might have
That
given it back,
doesn't.
but you weren't happy about
That
it.
argument doesn't work. It does not work. Those people ain't killing themselves down here. Don't give me that. So, that's where that comes from. If you want to blame somebody, blame the state. When the recession hit, we all took it on the chin. But old Santa Obama there took care of all his union buddies. When we asked them to cut, they never did cut because the government was feeding them.
You were a union man once.
I didn't have any choice. Every union shop I worked for closed. Closed because of the union. Simple as that. So there you go.
No, they cleaned the place up.
Bay State of Brazos was there for decades until we got enough morons in there who didn't want to work anymore, and they figured, you know, things were gonna be. We'll get these guys in here. They'll straighten everything out. They gave everybody a raise and all this other. I had morons who didn't know how to add 4 and 4, making decisions on my retirement. Thank God I didn't let them make any decisions on my retirement. Because most of them now are all dead and I'm still going. So,
Now, out of abrasive companies, you got. What about Washington Mills? Is that union?
no.
No, they're still going.
They're still going. Matter of fact, we had a guy that transferred from Washington Mills over to where I was working, so can't be too good over there if he went from one bad place to another.
I mean, he went over to the plastic place?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then you had Norton Abrasives,
Well, they're still there.
yeah, which is now St. Gomain.
Yeah, St. Cobain, they're still there. Yeah, they went union.
Yeah.
They went union and then they didn't. They found out how great things were. So, hey,
They're actually a French company.
yeah, St. Gobain.
Yeah.
Big conglomerate. They're into everything.
Like Koch brothers.
Right. It's like the Koch brothers, those dirty Koch brothers.
You know what the Koch...
You know what amazes me? They, all these college kids, they're all brainless mind robots anyway. They have no brains in their freaking heads. Anything that they teach them, the professor tells them the Koch brothers are the devil, then that's what they do. All right. These guys, you compare the Koch brothers to that moron on the West Coast there. MoveOn.org and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Soros.
Yeah.
There is no comparison.
No.
Those guys are like the guys that dress in white, the good guys that dress in white, and the other guys like Darth Vader.
Koch brothers are some of the biggest donators
That's correct.
to charity in the country. In fact, they are the biggest.
Yeah.
And Soros donates Zero.
Nothing. He funds all these left-wing groups
Right.
that are trying to bring communism and pot legal and drug legalization.
You know-
And he's also brought down more countries because he's a currency trader. He manipulates currencies. He's destroyed more countries than probably anybody in the history of the world.
The Koch brothers are giving to
Yet
the,
they don't say
the
a word
Shriners
about him.
Hospital system,
Yeah,
which doesn't charge kids to go there.
right.
They give to St. Jude's. They give to all these
I
company
think
places.
I could have swore I thought Harry said they either one of them or both of them graduated from
UMass.
no prep school that Harry went that what's his name went to in the Berkshires.
Oh, yeah.
Saint some
No,
academy.
it's not in the Berkshires.
Some academy.
Deerfield Academy.
Deerfield Academy. Yeah.
Not in the Berkshires.
Yes.
It's in the Connecticut River Valley.
Plus, speaking of education, did you see the article? Marty gave up. They're crying poor mouth. All the state schools are crying poor mouth to the legislature or whatever. And Marty, with his giant $3.5 million new office now up in some high rise or whatever, he just doled out a bunch of raises to all these bigwigs in the school system. And they're crying. They hit everybody. Oh, we got to up the tuition and we got up the fees and everything. Some of these guys got raises more than I'd make in a year. And a lot of them are all hacks.
Yep.
There's got this. Howie was talking to this guy. He had this guy from Texas on. I don't know if he's a senator or just a rep. Senseling, Jeb Senseling, from Texas.
Yeah, he's a rep.
He's on a consumer protection committee anyway. Remember Elizabeth Warren?
Yeah,
They put this. They
Queen
put
of
this.
Pinocchios.
They put this thing in the that banking bill there.
Yeah.
And to
consumer
create
bill.
a consumer financial protection bureau. All right.
Yeah. The most useless.
These guys now, remember, these guys now are acting like the government did when they who created the financial crisis, when they tried to blackball and blackmail all these banks who are redlining these people because they knew they couldn't get a loan or pay a mortgage because they knew they would never be able to pay it back.
Right.
So they forced them into making loans. Well, now they're going after all the auto dealers in the country. And they're just going down the lists and they're checking names. They're just going by somebody's last name to try to determine whether they're a minority or not.
Yeah, I
and then they're
heard that.
putting pressure on them to
Yeah.
make them loan money for
Yeah.
car loans.
Yeah, they go by the name.
Yeah,
Well, their last name is Black, though. He must be a minority.
that's right. You must be
They
black.
actually said that.
Yeah.
They actually said that because the guy's last name was Black. He must be a minority.
Oh God! So they're accusing him of being racist because they won't let people have a car loan because they know they can't pay it back.
Right.
Well, that GM's been doing subprime loans now for the last I don't know how many years. Well, remember when they bailed out General Motors.
Yeah.
All the car dealers they went around and Obama went around and scrutinized all the car dealers. If they were conservative or Republican, they lost their dealership, and if they were Democrat and big donors, they could keep their dealerships. It's unbelievable. Now he's going off to Hawaii.
Yep.
So when Bush was president, all he had to do was fly to Texas to his ranch. This piece of garbage now, he just goes straight across half the continent, the total country, and then out and then some. And he doesn't even own a home there, does he?
No, he doesn't.
No, he just rents,
Right.
and we got to pay for that.
His home is in Chicago.
Yeah, he doesn't go back there very often, does
Well, where would you rather go in December? Huh?
he? Yeah, I know. I've never been there, and I'll never go there.
But,
There's a state that's trying to get rid of their homeless people
but did you?
by paying them.
Did you see the report from the Washington Post about Elizabeth Warren? She has the most Pinocchios.
Oh, nothing new.
In other words,
They love it here.
She lied more than any other politician in the country. She holds the record far way above everybody else. In other words, almost everything she said was a lie.
Well,
And they wanted to run her for president?
we're awaiting the big Friday release of the Force. The Force is coming.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God I have Disney stock in my portfolio.
Well, you can go to you can go to Mendon and see it.
No,
The
it's okay.
drive-in.
I'll pass.
The drive-in, they're going to have it at the Mendon
Really?
Drive-in. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
But you can't put your heater on.
Oh,
You
that's
can't
it.
start the car. You can't run your car.
Oh, okay.
So bring a lot of blankets. But
We just have to wear winter underwear. Oh yeah, it's gonna be cold.
yeah,
Saturday and Sunday it's gonna be cold. Then it's
Yeah.
gonna warm up again.
yeah. But Friday night they're having the premiere.
They're actually standing out. They're out. There's lines. There are people in line now.
Yeah. What a franchise, huh? God. To
Hey.
own Star Wars. I remember when it came out. It was a big deal when they said. Remember when the first Star Wars back in the '70s? We made the movie just for the fun of it. Yeah, they made a ton of money for the fun of it. They're talking. This is going to gross more than any other movie in history.
Well, in a couple of weeks after that is is it 15 hours? 13 hours or 15 hours?
What?
The real story of what happened at Benghazi.
Oh yeah, that's
That
supposed
should
to
be-
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna
supposed to
go
be
see
coming out.
that.
Yeah, that's supposed to come out.
Now I don't go to the movies, but I will go. I will go to a matinee and I will go
Yeah,
see
you do.
that.
You brought me in to see Glenn Beck.
Oh well, that's not a movie.
He was on a screen.
Yeah, well he's on a screen. It was what do they call that?
That piped in thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that
They had they had the crew. They had the crew on morning radio show. Three of the guys that they were 3/4 of a mile away
yeah.
in the CIA annex,
Stand down.
ready to go, and they were told not to go.
Stand down.
By the time they got there, so those guys there were 2 guys left, and they ended up getting killed. But they said it was unbelievable. So this is the truth. So that hopefully that's gonna tear
But you
her
remember
story
what,
completely
a year
apart.
before the election, it was the movie about the killing of Bin Laden,
Yeah, I don't watch.
and
any of
that didn't go that.
Yeah,
didn't
but you don't even know if that was true or not.
Well, the guy who shot him come out and said what took place.
Well, I think the CIA actually visited the director of this film 15 paid a visit to him. So I don't know what that was all about.
We're gonna wrap it up.
By the way, it's Mr. Smith's birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Mr. Smith.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mr. Smith.
Yeah,
Getting old.
yeah. Well, he would get birthday presents, then a week later get Christmas presents, huh?
Well, I guess, yeah, that was a long time ago though.
Yeah.
And maybe still happens. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right, we got to wrap it up.
yeah. All right,
We
so
was-
we'll
be
see
here
you next week.
just before the holiday.
And may the force be with you.
Yes. Force be with you.
Yeah.
Oh, you heard it on the replay.
You all right?
years behind. Come with us and find the pleasures of the journey to the center of the mind. Come along if you care. Come along if you dare. Take a ride to the land inside of your mind. Beyond the seas of thought, beyond the realm of want, across the streams of hopes and dreams where things are really not. Come along if you care. Come along if you dare. Take a ride to the land inside of your mind. But please realize you'll probably be surprised, for it's a land unknown to man where fantasy is back. So if you can, please understand, you might not come back. Come along if you can. Come along if you dare. Take a ride to the land inside and you'll see how happy life would be if all of mankind would take the time to journey to the center of the mind. Would take the time to journey to the center of the mind.